Hey, I'm Carlos Garcia, and today we're going over conviction. First, like I'm going to say probably every video this month, if you haven't got some raffle tickets for SOB's charity event for Riley's, it's in the description. Go get your tickets. Okay, so today we're talking about Conviction. It's a small distillery down in North Carolina. I want to say it's North Carolina. I could be completely wrong. Mount Pleasant, North Carolina. I only guessed North Carolina because I get all of these from my buddy Craig. We call him Conviction Craig. He's a big promoter of this distillery, and I got all 4 of these bottles from him. This one at once a while ago, and then these 3 more recently. And as far as I know, all of this stuff is still aged and bottled at Southern Grace Distilleries, Mount Pleasant, North Carolina. So there's their own juice. Let me just check to see if it distilled. Is this a 7-year? See, a 7-year-old? Distilled, aged, and bottled, Southern Grace Distillery. So they're doing all their own stuff, which is incredible. So if you haven't heard about Conviction, hopefully this kind of gives you a little insight into them, because I have 4 different types of offerings they have here. So we have a single barrel, and this is from another whiskey tuber, Brad Bourbon Reviews. Go check them out. I know my buddy Craig went on this pick, I believe, I'm almost positive. He went on this pick with him, or at least he knows Brad well. But either way, we're going to get into this. This is 108 proof, sour mash, single barrel cask strength. All the good words, straight bourbon whiskey, uncut, unfiltered. Any more good words? Oh, has some notes on the back. I mean, I'll read it. I read honey. Oopsie. And this is $50. So this one's $50. I'm basically going in price order. So the pick was $50, which that's just off the stats alone, an incredible price for a pick. We have the Double Oak 1929 batch 2025-5B. And I heard there's different things about the 5B and 5. But I heard the 5B was really good, so we'll see. 105.6 proof, again, uncut, unfiltered. Right, and this was $70. So again, pretty decent price on a double oak. Now we have the SGD Toast Cask Finish, straight bourbon whiskey finished in heavy toast oak cask, 107 proof, uncut, unfiltered. 2 years old. Okay, that's pretty young. Well, we'll see if the toast helps with that. This was also $70. And then we have the 7-year straight bourbon whiskey, 104 proof, cask strength, 7 years, uncut, unfiltered. And this one was $99. So, you know, if you're going for the 1 year per $10 is a little bit higher, but we'll see. I was shocked when I looked at the prices that the pick was $50. That is crazy to me. All right, so my buddy Craig always recommends with Conviction that you let it sit for 15, 20 minutes, let it air out. So they've been poured by my wife. They're blind to me, and it's about 15 minutes. So I'll wait a little bit more and then get into the blind. All right, let's get into the noses. All right, so A on the nose. Definitely gets in that craftiness. Doesn't smell youthful really, but definitely has this crafty note that kind of brings me to that grilled tomato note that I get sometimes, especially on craft. I'm starting to realize it's on craft distilleries. Some bright cherry, some cinnamon. So overall, pretty good nose. Nothing wrong with it, that's for sure. What? You calm down with the swirlies. Holy cow. What is going on? Just seasoning my board, no big deal. Wasting whiskey, like an idiot. So I'm going back and forth a lot on A and B because they are very similar to me. All right, so I get that same crafty grilled tomato note on the glass B. I also get some chocolate, definitely a lot more chocolate than A. Baking spice and a slight peanut note. Yeah, glass B is more in your face than A, but very similar notes. Same distillery. I guess it could be very similar. Okay, let's go to C on the nose. Okay, C also, like the foundation definitely is the same with some nuances. So that crafty grilled tomato note again, peanut butter and marshmallow. And then actually went back to B just to kind of see. And then B came off more dark fruit. So There is definitely differences when you're going back and forth and then something else pops up. The crafty tomato grill note for me is the base of the first three. So let's see D. Okay, so D, right away, I was a little disappointed in the nose. It was a lot of marker. It wasn't exactly even permanent black marker, like other types of marker, I don't know, but it was markery. But then it started going away, vanilla, then the crafty grilled tomato note came, and then some strawberry notes. So it turned out to be kind of like similar to these with the strawberry and vanilla notes. But the mark in the beginning, I can still get it. So probably my least favorite nose is D, but none of them were bad for sure. You never know when you get into craft whiskey, man. I'll tell you. You try, when you go to like these bourbon festivals and you're just trying a lot of like craft whiskeys back to back, you're like, all right, I don't really like that one. But off the nose, these are all pretty good. So let's go into the palates. Okay, I'm gonna go right into my second sip, because that was my first sip of the day. And I didn't get too much, so I'll try it one more time. It's very interesting. There's one in here that's a toasted. There's one that's a double oak. I'm guessing it's one of these.
Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong, you're wrong.
It's very woody. So crafty, chocolate, wood, char, red fruit, vanilla. On the finish, smoky, fire pitty. Fire pitty? Like a fire pit, like a smoke fire pit. Vanilla, more wood. It's good. It doesn't, you know, it's just very woody. Try it one more time. All right, not bad. I wrote sweetness this time too, because there's definitely some sweetness along with those woody notes. I like it. Let's go to B. I think I like that one a little bit better. Chocolate, dark fruit, cherry, a little craftiness, sweet on the finish, cinnamon, wood, vanilla, sweet, peanut. So it's not as wood forward as A. Let's go to second sip. I just took the second and third sip. Nothing new outside of the notes I said the first time. You definitely get some craftiness in there, but there's a lot of good notes. The linger is really nice. Like a sweet cherry, which cherry's not up here. Let me write it. But it's good. I like that. I definitely like that over A based off my first reaction. But I like when I go back and forth, I'll know a little bit better. Let's go to C. That was an interesting finish. So on the palate, toasty, marshmallow, crafty again. Probably the most crafty out of the first three. I even got the grilled tomato note. Sweet on the finish, vanilla, light, marshmallow. I was like, oh, this is pretty tame finish. And then cinnamon and some spice came there. And just an overall like good like linger note. Wow. Second sip. Man, I really like that finish. There's just enough of like, because it's light, but there's a good like a spicy note to it, and there's like a good like sweetness at the very end. Overall, these are all pretty sweet. One more sip. The finish is crazy, crazy. It's like light, it's enjoyable, then crazy spicy notes come in, and it goes to like a nice sweet note. Good. All right, let's just get to D. I'm like, I don't know which one's even my favorite right now. All right, so my first sip on D wasn't my favorite, not gonna lie. Oak, got some marker note, got some pencil lead note, sweet wood, on the finish, red fruit, oak, sweet. Pencil lead and marker note, not my favorite notes. So let's do a second sip and hopefully those go away. All right, that second sip, still got a lot of the same notes, but I got a lot more notes. More red fruit, vanilla, that grilled tomato note. Didn't really get the crafty note, but I got the grilled tomato note. On the finish, more vanilla, sweet possibly. I don't know if I said sweet last time. But so it's more complex than I think the first three, but there's some notes in there that are my favorite. One more sip, let's see how it goes. And some more spice on the finish this time. Overall, each sip got better. The marker pencil lead note was basically non-existent on that third sip, so we'll see how it goes when we go back or when I go back and forth and kind of see. I don't really know which one's my favorite, but if I had to pick one in last place, it'd probably be D right now. But it is very complex. I do like that part of it. None of them were bad, which is amazing. I'll stop it here. I'll go back and forth and come back with some scores. Okay, I'm back and I got some scores compared to these back and forth, especially to my favorite one. But let's do the giveaway. So if you want to enter to win 2-ounce samples of all 4 of these, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment with capital letters SGD for Southern Grace Distillery. I'm sure a lot of you are going to say conviction in the comments. Now, they're all good. All of them scored decently. None of them were bad. None of them were crazy good either, but, you know, like Craig says, like, it needs some air. So some of these are still pretty close to the top, so we'll see how they open up over the year, I guess. In last place, which I actually thought was gonna be my first place, was a double oaked 1929, and I scored this a 3.35, which decent score. That Parker pencil lead note was usually there when I sipped on it. A lot of other good notes though, but the other bottles didn't have anything that was really off-putting notes like the double oak for me. In third place, we have the Toasted. So the most expensive one came in last. And third place is another one of the expensive ones. Well, not expensive, 70 bucks. 3.4, no new notes, and good. Nothing wrong with it. 3.4 is a good score. Yeah, so it came down to these two right here that didn't have the double oaked or toasted. In first place is the 7-year-old one. So I scored that at 3.6. I compared all of them to this side by side, and I enjoy this one over the other ones. I did get some chocolate ice cream note on it, and who doesn't like chocolate ice cream? And if you don't like chocolate ice cream, do not tell me in the comments. Don't want to call you terrorists in the comments, okay? You keep your craziness to yourself. So in second place was the Brad pick, and I scored that at 3.5. That one got darker and nutty on the palate. That wasn't like a bad note, but it started changing a little bit. So all of them pretty good. None of them were crazy good or anything like that. But from a small distillery, this is 50 bucks. I know they do a lot of picks. So if you see a pick of Conviction at a store and they do samples, definitely check it out. You know, it might be right up your palate. Right up your palate. I will definitely buy more picks of Conviction. I think this stuff is very unique, very good. I'm excited to see what they do. So if there's any other, craft distilleries, small distilleries that you want me to review on the channel, let me know in the comments, because, I'm sure I have at least a bottle from them, hopefully, probably, most likely. Make sure you get your SLB raffle tickets for Riley's Children's Hospital, and don't do nothing stupid. And if you do, don't get caught. Bye.